One of the most important things you can learn if you want to become a YouTube content creator is editing. Just a side note, this is a tutorial for complete beginners, but even if you're experienced in editing, there's some nice to know shortcuts, etc. in this video for you. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so we're inside of Premiere Pro. This is what it should look like. So the first thing you want to do, press New Project on the top left. You can give your project a name. I'll just name it Premiere Pro Tutorial. You can select the location to where you want to save it to. For me, this is just fine now. And then press Create. If you want to go to your editing workspace, you can just come to the top left and press Edit there. Now you can start importing media from the bottom left. Now I like to work organized, so the first thing I'm going to do is create a new bin. We're just gonna call it B-roll for now. You double click it, now you can right click here, press import, and you can import all the assets you want. I've imported 2 videos of the sea to use in this tutorial. Now the next thing we want to do is create a sequence, which will be right here. Basically a sequence is when we put these 2 videos together on the timeline and we create a video from those 2 clips. That's your sequence. So to add these to your sequence, you can simply drag it onto your timeline over here. So now, as you can see, we've got the video playing. By the way, I like to drag this thing a bit to the right so it's the playback window gets a bit bigger. As you can see, the clip is added to our timeline now. You can see it on the timeline, so basically the layer itself, and you can see what it looks like over here on your playback window. As you can see, it added another asset in our bin, and this is basically the sequence. So these 2 are our assets and this is the sequence that you'll see. And because we've just created a sequence, we can now go to the top left and press sequence settings. The sequence settings are the same as the first video you import to your sequence. So say if I want to change this to 1440p, I will go 1560 by 1440. Now I can just press OK, click OK here again, and as you can see, this has now changed to 1440p. And now I can simply just drag the other asset onto the timeline as well, and I'll place it behind the first video. Now, as you can see, when we go over the timeline, the playback will transition to the next clip. Boom. As you can see here, the size of this video is 1920 by 1080. While we've just created a 1440p sequence. If you want this video to fill out the screen, you can just press it and you can press fit, and it will automatically adjust the size to the sequence. Now let's go over some of the basic tools that Premiere has to get you started. Let's start with the selection tool. It's already selected. If it's not, just go over here and press this little button over here. This is basically the tool that you do most of your stuff with. It lets you move stuff, it lets you click stuff. Say you want this clip to end right there. With the selection tool, you can just drag your clip to over here. As you can see, it kind of snaps in place. If that's not happening for you, come over to the top left of this area and press the magnet button. It's a snap in timeline. As you can see, now it doesn't snap. If I press this on again, you will see it'll snap right onto where this line is. Now, instead of dragging this over, you can also press in between these 2 clips and press your backspace, which will automatically place this clip behind this one. So the next tool is the Track Select Forward tool. Say I have multiple clips on the timeline. Let's duplicate this clip real quick. We do that by holding Alt and then dragging, releasing left mouse button and then release Alt, and now this clip is duplicated, as you can see. The Track Select Forward tool is basically for quick selection. When selecting clips, you could just drag over the timeline and select every single clip you want to have selected. But if you use the Track Select Forward tool, which you will also get by pressing A on your keyboard, when I press this clip and say there's a lot of stuff behind this, press it and everything that comes after that will be selected. When you click and hold the Track Select tool, you see there's an option Track Select Backward tool. It's basically the same, but then backwards. So as you can see, this is now selected as well. When you hold the Ripple Edit tool, you can see there's a Rate Stretch tool. It's basically for speeding up or slowing down your clips. As you can see, when we go to the end of the clip, we drag it, you can see it gets slower, it gets slowed down. The same goes for dragging it backwards. As you can see, the clip is now sped up. Let's just undo these by pressing Ctrl Z. Now the clip is back to normal again. The next tool I want to go over is the razor tool. It's basically a cutting tool. Anywhere I press, the clip will be cutted. And if you're just going over your clip, you can also press Ctrl K. it'll create a cut as well. Next tool I want to talk about is the pen tool. You can just draw anything you want on your video, and as you can see, it'll create a layer for that. Let's delete that real quick. Then another important tool is the type tool. You can just press on your video and type tutorial or basically anything you want. Another shortcut is pressing V for your selection tool. Now you can just drag it wherever you want. If you press Ctrl and start dragging, you can see layer starts snapping to lines. So now it's completely in the middle. Now, as you can see, this text kind of sucks. So what I'm going to do is press T to go back to the type tool. I'm going to double click so it will select everything, and I'm going to change the font. Now I like the Montserrat font. It's clean, it's simple. Say I want a bigger size, I can just go to the right and increase the size just like that. Say I wanted that size, place it back into the middle again. As you can see, there's much more we can do to the text. We can add a stroke. Say I want a black stroke, press OK. We can drag here to make it bigger. Now what I like to do most of the time instead of a stroke is add a shadow. Let's make it black. We can decrease or increase the opacity here. We can create a bigger size. I kind of like it like this. Now we can adjust the angle. I like my shadows to be at the bottom right. I don't know why, it just works. Here we can blur it more so it's not as thick, because now this just looks like a stroke over it. But if we slide it to the right, you can see the shadow gets blurred more. Play around with this a bit. This is the distance, by the way, so I can place the shadow more over here. I like it like this, I think. Just play around with this until you get something you like. Now say we want this text to fade in, because now it's pretty harsh. It's just bang, there's the text. And you can use that if you want, but I like to fade it in. You can come over to the left, press effects here. If you can't see effects, go to window and press effects over here. Now because we want a transition, press the video transitions, press the video transitions, then go to dissolve and drag the cross dissolve over on the first part of your clip. It'll fade in. It's a lot less harsh. If you want a longer fade, you can just double click on the effect. I'll do 200 and you can see the fade takes longer. I'm still not satisfied. I want this text to move around a bit. That's the next thing we're going to do. We're going to animate it. For animating, we need keyframing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the text layer, go to like the beginning, then on your top left go to effect controls. Again, if it's not there, press window and then enable the effect controls. We want to look for scale, which is underneath motion. As you can see, there's a stopwatch here. If you press it, a keyframe gets created here. For the first keyframe, I'm going to drop the scale down to 50, which will make the text smaller when it first comes in. And now I'm going to go a bit further on the timeline and make it 100 again. And as you can see, it automatically creates a new keyframe. It fades in and the size increases over time. The transition from the 50 to 100 is kind of linear. It's kind of boring. So what we can do is go back to my scale here, select both keyframes by holding shift and pressing the other one as well. Right click and select ease in. Now, as you can see, it's going a lot smoother. Now, if I press this arrow, the graph editor will come up. If you want it even smoother, select the last keyframe and also do ease out. Now you can see it starts slow, increases speed and slows down again. So if we play the clip now, starts slow, increases speed and slows down again. Something I like to do to make it even smoother is press the last keyframe and then drag this line over to the left and make sure the lines are straight. And now, as you can see, it creates a super smooth motion. So the next part of the video is color correction. Say we don't like the way this clip looks. The sea looks more white and black than it looks blue. We go over to effects, type in lumetri color. This one, we drag it onto the clip we want to color correct. And as you can see, now we've got a lumetri color right here. The one I'm going to go over today is basic correction. As you can see, we've got white balance, temperature, saturation, etc. All the important stuff. I'm going to do another video about color grading. So for this one, I'm just going to increase the saturation a bit. You can adjust the exposure, you can adjust the contrast, you can adjust the highlights, shadows, anything you want. Temperature as well. Say I want this sea to look a bit more blue. We slide this over to the left a bit, and as you can see, the sea gets a little bit more blue. That's all the basic tools you need to create your first video. I hope this short tutorial was helpful for you. Guys, thanks for watching.